Howdy, folks. This is Yojimbo, coming at you with the second commentary in my Friday the Quaranteenth series. That being the case, this is the commentary for Friday the 13th, Part 2. So go ahead and get comfy, fix yourself up a drink, grab your submarine sandwich, and get your video or DVD or whatever synced up to 0 minutes and 0 seconds on the counter. If you're watching this the way that I am, via YouTube rental, then be on the screen with the poster for the film. Press play. Press start rental period, and it's gonna go ahead and load for a little bit and press pause. And everybody else, get ready to press play in 3, 2, 1. So this time we actually do open up on the Paramount Pictures logo, and it fades into the blue one. This used to be what was on the video, or home video rather, and it was on tapes. For those of you who don't know what tapes are, I'm just kidding. Anyone who's watching this or listening to it is probably old enough to know what tapes are. So, we open up on this dark shot, and this kid is splashing by in the rain. I don't know why he likes getting rain in his socks, but by God he does, and he likes singing the Itsy Bitsy Spider. Is this supposed to be creepy? Is it supposed to be atmospheric? Why does he not run into Jason? And why does he like to have, why does Jason like having rain in his socks? It's, looks a little bit like we're in a noir film. Look at that rain. Well, actually it's not raining anymore, but it was raining, and that's what counts. There's a dog barking. So, you might have noticed that some things are already repeating in this commentary. One thing that's not is Adrian King's terrible dream acting here. But what is repeating is the end sequence from Friday the 13th Part 1. So if you watch these back to back, then prepare to get gypped out of some screen time. This is what they used to call filler back in the day. See, this movie is it only has about an hour and 10 minutes of story, but we have to figure out what happened with Adrian King's character Alice, so I guess she's got to get killed off because we've got to establish the tropes and everything else for future horror movies. By the way, this, if I didn't mention it already, this dream acting, terrible. And why is Adrian King in green? She looked so much better in blue. And what happened to her hair? Looks like she dyed it more blonde. So, from what most stories account, Adrian King was on a sitcom, and she got pulled from that to do this for one day, and she had to improvise most of the things that she's doing. I looked up the sitcom on IMDb. I looked all through Adrian King's IMDb, could not find this sitcom. I'm sure it existed at some point, but maybe it was covered up to keep her from being stalked, because one of the rumor stories that I'd like to go ahead and dispel is that Adrian King was stalked from being in Friday the 13th. She was not. She was stalked from being in a sitcom, supposedly. I cannot find what this sitcom's name is. So, that's a bit of a dud right there. But, God, Pam Voorhees is not a dud, is she? She's still a little freaky. This was my lasting impression of Friday the 13th, and I never watched it because I found out what happened at the end, and I thought that I didn't have to see anything else. Granted, if you listened to my last commentary, you know that I got bored to death by Friday the 13th at one point, so hey, maybe you can just skip it and go right to Friday the 13th Part 2. Maybe younger Max was a wiser man. Who knows? But, a lot of people complain that the last 15 minutes of Friday the 13th are edited into this movie. That's not true. We're at, what, 4 minutes, 15 seconds, and she's already going for that machete. Get off. Oh. That pounding on the head probably gave her a non-concussion. Probably gave her some sand in her eye. I don't think it really matters because, bye-bye. But we don't get to see the hands come up. Yeah, I didn't know that was a thing in the movie till I looked it up on the internet. I looked up a lot of things on the internet when I was a kid about this series and about Nightmare on Elm Street, and I found out that there is a long, dedicated timeline that chronicles everything. It's not really on par with Star Wars, but as far as horror things go, wikis, it's pretty detailed. And I came to find out that this movie takes place 5 years after Friday the 13th, which we all remember took place in the present, which was 1980. Friday the 13th Part 1 takes place in Friday the 13th, or on Friday the 13th in 1980, and this takes place in 1985. So we're in the future, or we will be after the opening credits. But I'm not gonna lie, this did not need to be there. But it's here. We're watching the end of the last movie. Man, we didn't find any boy. Couldn't even use alternate takes or anything. Just show the last movie. How thoughtful. I don't like it when things are different. Like this haircut. What is this haircut? But the wallpaper looks pretty nice. Look at that 70s wallpaper in the early 80s. It's something, isn't it? Dead flowers in the vase. I don't think that Adrienne King has taken very good care of this place. She's probably taking as good care of those flowers as she did that. Well, you remember that instant coffee. That instant coffee that I thought was going into a coffee pot because I have only seen Friday the 13th Part 1 6 times. One of those times I fell asleep. You remember old phones? And it actually looks like she might have a rotary phone there. Pan over to it, please. So this phone acting, huh? Better than the dream acting, but still. She's not really pausing long enough for Mom to say anything. She's not letting Mom get 2 words in, even though she's arguing that Mom is just, hogging the conversation. Oh, it's over. Bye, Mom. So, where are we to believe that this takes place? Is this in New Jersey? Did she go back to California like she mentioned in the first Friday the 13th? Where are we? And why is she doing self-portraits with weird, crazy clown hair? This is just odd. Nice covers, though. Oh, off go the clothes. And it looks like this is a handheld shot, so we remember anything from the last movie, that means that somebody is actually watching Alice right now. Does this remind you of Halloween? Does this remind you of Halloween? So that was the world's shortest shower. She didn't even get her, well, anything more than her bangs wet. That's incredible. I would love to have that weird kimono robe looking thing. Not the one that she was wearing, but one like it. One that would fit me. So I didn't even take the time to mention. Well, I actually did. Jason. Jason is scarier than Pamela Voorhees on any day of the week. Especially this weird ginger mountain man Jason with no soul. He's something. I mean, he scurries along and that's not really the scariest, but he runs and that is scary. And he also takes advantage of a lot of weapons, but Hockey Mask Jason also takes advantage of a lot of weapons, so it's really kind of a take your pick on what interpretation of Jason you really like. I mean, a lot of people like the version from part 7. I like the makeup, but I don't really like that movie. I'm a big fan of Jason Lives. I feel like these movies kind of go through cycles of threes. I really like part 3D. A lot of people don't. I like the final chapter, but not as much as part 3D. It's not as much of a hangout movie for me. And, I feel like Friday the 13th should be a hangout movie. And, I feel like they got the formula down with this one. There is not a dull moment. The kills come right when they have to. I mean, we are 10 minutes in, 11 minutes in, and we are gonna hit a kill. We just have to establish a little bit of tension and a cat being lobbed like a baseball. Oh, yeah. I'd like some tea with some really, really old water in it. That'd be awesome. Who keeps their cat food in the fridge? Ah, there goes that ice pick. And this movie got hacked to death by the MPAA, just like Jason tried to hack all of these people to death, so we don't get to see much blood on screen. Whether that works for your taste or not is up to you. Oh, do you think that this Friday the 13th logo is going to crash through glass? No, it explodes. Part 2. Be here now. Starring Amy Steele. A lot of people like Amy Steele. I'm one of them. I think that she's a great final girl, and not much else I can really say about that. We have to get through this opening credit sequence just like we did in Friday the 13th Part 1, and it's a little bit pumped up from the first one, but these are the same notes essentially from the theme to Friday the 13th. So, another thing that's getting repeated. But one thing that you might remember about the credits from Friday the 13th is that they're short. Oh, look, it's Harry Manfredi. He did all the music. I promise I will not take nearly as long of pauses in this commentary as I did in the last one. I listened to it myself and found that I was quite boring. Oh, also, I'm not drinking alcohol. Maybe that'll help. Just kidding. Oh, it's Steve Miner. He directed Halloween H20. I refuse to call it H2O. Everyone calls it H2O. It's not Halloween water, it's Halloween H20. Be here now. Well, I mean, I guess being here now means that I should watch Halloween 2018. I still haven't seen it because it looks like it's age 20 again. I don't know how I feel about that. Maybe I'll get to that eventually. Maybe I won't because I don't like watching the Halloween movies. You know, I like Halloween and Halloween age 20 and oh look, it's Paul. It's Paul and Sandra. I know these characters' names because I've actually seen this movie. Oh, hey, Teddy, buddy. Yeah, this movie we have Ted, not Ned. I thought that Ned was Ted, but Ted's in this movie. Ted's a weird ginger fuck who has really chiseled abs. A lot of people like his body in this movie, and he wears really short shorts. And oh, look, it's Crazy Ralph. They're all doomed. Doomed. So, yeah, when you can't reuse footage from the last movie, just have the same guy do the same thing again and then ride off on his bike. Well, we got that over with. And can you believe that this guy is not paying any attention to his truck? Also, expert work by this tow guy. I mean, he straps it up in no time flat. Oh, and payphones. You guys remember payphones? Yeah, I miss payphones. This is a bit of a funny prank. It's good that this guy didn't get his foot run over. And you might notice he looks a bit like a blonde John Travolta. Maybe that's what he had going for him. I mean, he acts all right, but you know, he looks the part. And that's really what counts in these movies. Welcome to God's country. Yeah, I mean, look at those short shorts. Oh, and the truck. The Outlaw 2. The Revenge. So, fun fact. Sandra here is underage. She lied to the people on the shoot, and, you know, she got through. People thought that she was 20, but she is 17, I think. I didn't want to look too far into it once I found that out. Hey, this joke about a bear and a rabbit taking a shit in the woods is actually pretty good. Who made it up? Oh my god. Did Jason leave this here? Probably not. Jason doesn't seem to venture very far unless he's following people. He didn't know that these people would be coming unless, of course, he has some sort of supernatural senses, but that's not really a thing at this point. There are no zombie resurrections. There is only Jason, the mountain man, the weird hillbilly with a burlap sack. Oh, and I just want to remind everybody, we never saw that sign in the last movie. Not once. Oh, is it Mrs. Voorhees? It's not, it's Jason. And we're going to the other side of Camp Crystal Lake. Not the side that actually had, well, the other side of Crystal Lake, not the side that has Camp Crystal Lake. I think Jason's gonna grab that for his shack. Oh, and yep, we're at Packanack Lodge. Um, more of the weird Native American stuff from the first movie? I don't know. But this gal is really into this wheelchair guy. I mean, she has something for him, and I don't know if the kids still call it the Hots, but she's got something. Oh, and look, it's Terry. Or Taryn. Don't remember her name. And oh my god, Jason has a slingshot. No, it's Scott. Scott, the old charmer, who is a little bit come on-ish, but we'll excuse it. He's not the worst guy ever. We'll give him a pass. Oh, Mark. Yes, Mark is the guy in the wheelchair. Mark has arguably the best death in this film, although I think I'd give it to Crazy Ralph. The barbed wire is just something else. Ooh, and who's coming up in the red convertible Volkswagen Beetle? It's Amy Steele as the best final girl in this series, or at least one whose name people remember. People remember Jenny. And, this guy remembers Jenny because she's late. Oh dear God, I'm getting characters confused. Paul is the blonde fella, not the one in the hat. I mean, you can see my confusion. One looks like John Travolta, the other one survives to the end of this movie. You know, there are only so many things that you can keep in your head. So he's going to be blonde John Travolta for the rest of this movie. Because of his memorable performance. Oh, she's having car troubles. It's like a Looney Tunes gag out there. So, do you think that Paul's name is a reference to Halloween and that song that, Annie was singing? Remember, oh Paul. Yeah, me neither. I don't think that at all. That's nothing from the series is ripped off from Halloween. Nothing at all. Nothing. It's never been admitted by the creators of the series. Never. Not on more than one occasion. Oh, this skirt and that top are quite fashionable. And I mean, I would hate to get it dirty by doing the Looney Tunes gag that Paul's gonna have to go through. Huh. Is Ted funny? I think Ted's funnier than Ned. I mean, Ted doesn't do any cultural appropriation. Ted's not getting canceled in the year 2020. I mean, be here now. It's the year 1980 still. It's the year that Friday the 13th came out. Or. Yeah. No, this film went into development right after the first one came out, which means that they ended up shooting pretty early in the year, which means that it's good and cold outside. But we're all going to pretend that it's summer. Hit the gas right now. That's not nearly as much soot on his face as I remember. Oh, and the old child psychology. I mean, every character in this movie's got to have something. Jenny's got her child psychology. It's going to serve her well. And this scene is going to become famous. Not even for really being in this movie, although it is it is the first good telling of the backstory of Jason, not told by his mother. And it'll show up again at the beginning of part 4. And since part 4 is, well, anybody with a brain's interpretation of the best Friday the 13th movie, I guess this is a pretty famous clip here. I'm just joking. I love Friday the 13th Part 4. It was the first one that I saw. I saw it on UPN before it became the CW. Oh, and look how intently Jenny's holding Muffin here. Do you guys like Muffin the dog? People, in the comments section, tell me if you like Muffin the dog, and tell me if you think Muffin's alive at the end of this movie. Also, do you think that Paul is like a little bit on the spectrum because he does not deliver any of his lines with what you call humanity, emotions, human emotions? He's oh, I also forgot to highlight one of the best lines in this movie. Bullshit, Paul. And why do we skip all the camp activities in this movie? Why isn't anybody, like, shooting arrows at anybody else, nearly fatally wounding them? What happened to all that? Oh my god. Do you think that Jason eats people? What? Whoa! What's he surviving on? Oh yeah. That's that body that everybody seems to like. I've gone across several reviews and podcasts about this movie, and everybody thinks that old Ted here is just a hunk and a half. That's great. Great little bit of business. This guy's a pretty decent actor. I'll give it to him. He's funny. Who drew that picture up top there? I mean, it's framed. It's nice. Oh, go Mark Strong. Oh, she is just terribly into Mark. Never caught her name, though. It's a pity, too. I really like her acting. I noticed the last time that I watched this, which was about 2 days ago, her performance is just charming as can be. Just like old Scott here. Oh, Scott, what do you want to do with the rest of your ironic lines? That's another thing that they really nailed down in this movie. This movie is a black comedy with a sick sense of humor. Oh my god, Jenny used child psychology to win chess. She's gonna use that child psychology to win everything. See ya in the morning. Go, blonde John Travolta, go! Can I call him Blonde John Tron? No, I can't. Blonde John Trav. That'll work. Blonde John Trav. Yes. That is a name. That is more of a name than I remember for this man. I'm sorry. Everybody, feel free to crucify me in the comments section. By the way, if you guys didn't know, along with being married and having the first name Crazy, last name Ralph, Crazy Ralph is a pervert. Ah. So this is very strong points for Amy Steele here as far as being a good final girl. She doesn't take any of her undies off. She just gets in a robe and does her thing. And oh my god, is it Freddy Krueger? Or has the first Nightmare on Elm Street not even come out yet? Do you think Jason's wearing a hat? What if Jason ended up wearing a hat? What if Freddy and Jason both had hats? And in Freddy vs. Jason, they like swipe the hats off of each other. Freddy would be like, "No, the hat's my thing, bitch." Oh my god. These two have an actual relationship, unlike what Alice and Steve Christie had. I mean, this guy's not creeping on her. She and him, and or he and her, or however that should go, they're a thing. And here comes the best kill in the movie. You see, when Jenny was getting undressed, Jason could sense that because he's called to women getting undressed. He hates all things that are fun and pleasurable. But I mean, one thing he hates even more than that is the fact that Crazy Ralph is a pervert. So I guess he slunked up this tree like the alien, or maybe he's like a bear. I know there's a line in here about how women can't wear perfume because it's going to attract bears. Bye-bye! Famous Friday the 13th fade to white in now. Birds chirping. Doo-doo-doo-doo. And Jenny's wearing Paul's shirt. Suggestive. Beware of bears. Maybe he's having cramps because he threw his back out last night from chopping wood. Oh, a little bit of Jason POV. Notice all of the scuttling and scurrying. This is pretty creepy. And I mean, this is not the way that you see things when you're looking through the eyes of Michael Myers. This is frantic. It's not cold and calculated. It's just, it's its own thing. Out here in the woods. With Jenny. No, Lori, not this time. Oh, Muffin. Oh, what breed of dog is Muffin? Is Muffin a Shih Tzu or... Bichon? Is that a Bichon? Muffin a Bichon? I'm gonna go with Bichon. And she's going to be spared a life of having to wear that silly bow on her head. Ooh, set up for the chainsaw. Where's the chainsaw gonna go? Terry? Muffin is Terry's dog. And that's enough to keep her here long enough to get killed. You know, that's that's just unfortunate. And I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna go with Muffin's dead. I mean, it sucks, but I think that Jason ate her. Ooh, nice little location there. It's not out in the work shed. So this girl is really weird. She really wants to go to Camp Crystal Lake. I think she like wants to see if she can smell the bodies still 5 years later or something. I don't know. But yeah, she has this weird fetish. So, this should be a lesson to all of you. Don't just follow a girl when she's saying go to a place that, people were murdered at. They're always crazy. They're always weird. You're always going to get a spear through your gut while having sex with the girl. Oh, oh, look at this form. Woo! Oh, this joke is another classic. Frog in a blender. So, you guys notice at all that this gal here in the red swimsuit looks a little bit like, who was it that played Velma in the Scooby Doo movie? Her. So, what do you think of those socks? I think they should be pulled up. He's gonna get lots of bug bites. This is another lesson. When something says no trespassing private property, expect someone with a shotgun to come out. I mean, just do it. You live in America. You also might run into a cop. The cop might magically appear from nowhere, and you might not be able to hear his car, despite the fact that cars are very loud things to this day, and they were in the year 1985, which is when this movie takes place, even though it was shot in 1981. Oh, Muffin. I mean, he even has a siren going. Oh no. Guess we should have just had sex in one of the cabins. Had to run them in like stray dogs. Like, Muffin's not a stray dog anymore. Muffin got eaten by Jason. Paul Holt. And Paul is apparently a Yankees fan? Maybe he's from New York? Maybe that's why he has no emotions. Sorry, anyone who might be listening from New York. I'm sure that you people have emotions. And by you people, I mean New Yorkers. And specifically, white people in New York. Oh, God. No seconds on dessert. The most awful punishment of all. And if my calculations are correct, we're about to find out that Jason skips. He doesn't just run, he also skips to his loo. You know, like skip to Maloo, my darling. Yeah, there it is. Look, he skips. Do you ever think of Jason as the type that skips around? I mean, it is a fast and effective way to get by, but is that scary? I mean, any guy that carries around his mother's head is off. But look at how Jason is running here. He's like jogging. How does Jason know how to jog? He lives out in the woods. Oh, now he's, oh, nope. Get back to that jog. He had to catch his breath there for a second. It's hard to run with that sack over his face. How did the sheriff run into that tree? Why does everyone in this movie like getting their socks wet? Why does it look like he's running through the same bunch of forest? Is it because he's running through the same bunch of forest? And what could this skipping on the rock do, or jumping, on the rock and past do? His socks are already wet. The bugs are already gonna come, and he's gonna get gangrene on his undead corpse, or his dead corpse. His corpse is gonna have gangrene when it gets found. I mean, Paul thinks that Jason eats people, but Paul seems to be the only one. I don't think Jason eats people. Although I do think that Jason's appearance is kind of inspired by a cannibal that used to be in folk legends. Have any of you ever heard of Sonny Bean? I'm gonna hold off on the Sonny Bean bit for a moment here and just let the idea of what this place might smell like just linger in your mind for a second. Just remember, Jason does not have good indoor plumbing. And he lugged a toilet all the way out here. Look at that. This place is falling apart. I heard the keek, ha ha ha. So, Jason? Oh, and look. It's gotta be Hammer! He's a hammerhead shark now. Last movie, somebody transformed into an axe. Now he transformed into a hammerhead shark. All sorts of transformations in these movies. Tomorrow we're gonna get serious. Oh, look, this black guy is dressed as Mark. Nobody is wearing bras. It is cold out. This is, Oh, Scott's gonna stick around, eh? Oh, bye, Asian woman. You're not gonna be in this movie. But we do have Velma and Mark. Mark's in training. I think one day he's going to be an Olympic runner. I think he's going to be a good swim. I think he's going to be in the wheelchair Olympics. There's no joke I can make here that's not going to get me canceled. I'm just going to back off now. I mean, he's backing up. and he's gonna get pushed in by this lovely lady who enjoys his company. She just, I think she wants to be in the chair. Like, or on him in the chair. Yes. Oh, no hat, but there's a bag. I think it's Jason. I think Jason's gonna do some chasing. If I might be so brazen. I'll stop. I'll see myself out here. Well, maybe you will. This is my commentary. Oh, we're not gonna say goodbye to Terry yet, but we will say goodbye to Terry's clothes. Something that's kind of funny is that I saw these movies when I was so young that I never thought about the fact that women took their clothes off in them. That is how young I saw them. I was like 8 and 9. So, I mean, I didn't. In my memory, I forgot that she didn't have a swimsuit at this part. I forgot how she ended up topless. Oh my god, it's the casino bar. That lake still looks nice no matter how you shoot it, as long as there's a good light source. You don't get stuff like this anymore, folks. Nowadays, it's always in some kind of a studio. People actually came out and shot this when it was very cold. I feel bad for her nipples specifically, and her other bits. The ones that are going to go in the water right about. Whoa. April in New Jersey. That's what I'm talking about, people. Oh my god. Cheater. Oh my god. Blonde John Trov. What are you doing? That underage girl wants you to have sex with her. Don't do that. Don't make this. Well, one thing that's nice is that we don't get the sex scene in this movie like we did in Friday the 13th because of the person who was on top. We get to skip it and not look at any child pornography. How about that, folks? On the other hand, this lady really wants Mark's fingers, and she is getting more charming in her performance by the second. I mean, look at that body language. Hey, hey, and that little wink. So, another big thing with this movie pacing. We don't linger on a scene long enough to get bored ever. And I don't think that her clothes are getting stolen by Jason. I doubt that he has a shirt that nice. It's probably Ted. Maybe it's Ned from the last movie. Oh, yeah, it's very, very cold. I feel bad for this young woman. Scott's a dick. I don't feel bad for what's about to happen to Scott. Oh, I think it's pretty funny. Oh dear, I'm committing the cardinal sin of commentaries. I started watching the movie. Maybe it's because this movie's good. It's not because I'm getting bored. Especially not with a kill like this, where the machete cuts him even though it's on the blunt side. Jason has a reverse blade machete. He's like the Rurouni Kenshin of awful zombie murderers. Oh dear God, who is creeping up on this poor woman? And how does she think she's ever going to cut all of that rope with a man hanging off of it with a Swiss Army knife? Ha 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 ha. I don't think that she's gonna be able to kill Scott if he ever does that again, you know, because she just transformed into a guitar. So, have any of you guys ever noticed the Kiss pinball machine in the back of this casino bar? I really like it. I like this whole section of the film here with the casino bar and all of the discussion about Jason's psychology, like what is really making nothing for the series, but it's fun discussion. Oh, and there's a Galaga. What? There's a Galaga. There's a Galaga machine. Oh my God, what is that green turtleneck? This fashion is still late 70s. It hasn't quite, we're not in the real 80s yet, but you know, it's 1981. So, Blade Runner is coming out. Yeah, I mean, just let's think about it. Jason must have seen his mother murdered. He didn't ever just, let her know that he wasn't dead and he was there when she died. That's why he has her head. Or maybe he stumbled on it later because that just makes a bit more sense. They're missing the point. Why does she think he saw the whole thing happen? That must be because she's drunk. I mean, is Jason a frightened R word? He's crying out for help. He's such a sympathetic character. He's really just a nice guy. Jason is a legend. I think he clears out something like 35 bodies in just the 3 movies that he's in before he dies. Oh, look. He's getting carpal tunnel, and they're getting it on. What book is down there? Who was reading that book? Everybody got here yesterday. Who? Doesn't matter. But what book was that? Anybody? I'll send you something cool if you can tell me what book was on that table back there. I wasn't always in a wheelchair. I just ended up in one like this because some asshole thought it would be really funny if, a guy in a wheelchair got killed and fell down some stairs. He wrote the script. She's about to smoke a doobie. Oh my god. And she wants to sit in the chair. These are all cardinal sins of horror movies. These people are all gonna die. I completely forgot about this harmonica bit, but I enjoy it. This is the best bit of Blonde John Trov's performance. And now his hat goes away, and we have to cut away, because this is going to become child pornography. This is awkward. This is, cut away. Ooh. She has been inching ever closer to him since he, rolled himself away. Why would anybody roll themselves away from this nice, pretty young girl here? Oh yeah, he's in training. Women make legs weak. I'm sorry, I need to stop. Maybe I'm allowed to make these jokes because I have arthritis and my legs are going to stop working eventually. Who knows? Oh, another woman undressing. She has freckles on her shoulders. That is adorable. Oh, is this a little bit of mirror continuity? There's continuity in this movie. And I have listened to people talk about this change in panties. Why from black to brown? I'm thinking earth tones, Thinking earth tones. Oh, and there's the perfume. It's gonna attract the Jason and the bears. Maybe Jason's part bear. Oh my god. She's pretty satisfied with herself there. I would be too. I mean, jeez. Oh my god. Is it gonna rain? Is it gonna rain like it did in Friday the 13th? Which movie am I even watching? Oh, peer around the corner. This is a good shot. Jason the Creeper. Jason, the nice guy. The frightened child who stalks women and brutally butchers them and beats them against trees until their spines snap. Oh, Jason, he's such a nice guy. Oh my god, it's stock footage of rain. Someone's got sprinklers spraying over that window. Or maybe it's a hose. Is that you? Are you wearing those nice big boots again? Did you suddenly gain a bunch of weight? Are you wearing a romper? Oh my god, his red shirt and that blue lightning. This movie is getting a little more 80s by the second. And we're gonna see a little bit of what was called black comedy, folks. This movie's not a horror movie. This is a black comedy. Look, there's a kid in a wheelchair who has a machete in his face, rolling down some stairs. Fade to white. Oh, wow. So yeah, we just skipped their sex scene because it had to get cut out. So, people, what if Jason had actually taken the monster mask that Ted was wearing earlier? Think about it. That could have been the iconic thing. But he throws it off. He's already got something. Hey, maybe that shot was kind of, tossing it out there like, yeah, I don't wear Halloween masks. Jason's got a little bit of a strut, a little bit of an attitude going. Look at him go. His spear is so long. Oh my, am I? Yeah, I'm sexualizing Jason. He has a pretty hard, rigid machete. I'm done. Ooh. Jason's like, let me get him in them guts. Oh, and Ted is gonna make the best move ever with that guy that's dressed like the devil, that old man who's dressed like the devil. He knows about the after hours joints. Good boss. Okay. It's a good thing that they got that car working again, huh? They would have ended up like Steve Christie. There sure are. I mean, I know because I'm dressed like the devil. Maybe he's not dressed like the devil. Maybe black and red shouldn't be associated with that. Maybe you can just wear sharp suits. Maybe I'm a jerk. Maybe you're listening to a jerk in a weird movie commentary when you're maybe not even watching Friday the 13th Part 2. Although hopefully you're watching along because, I mean, this movie's great. Oh, they linger on the Halloween mask. To imply Jason. Look at that. It's like, is that what he looks like underneath there? Oh, Sandra. Blonde John Travolta? No! Oh, you can still limp away, run, do something. You. Oh! Jason got his thumb hit the other day. That's too. Run away! I guess the sight of a man in overalls is just too terrifying? Oh. But she does die pretty well. She was a good actress. I should remember her character's name and put it in the commentary for part 3. So everyone who was left is dead. We're down to our last 2 characters, and I hate to ruin the suspense. For all of you people that have watched this movie 29 times, I'd hate to ruin the suspense of who's gonna make it out of this alive, but we're not gonna know if Paul makes it out. My theory is Paul is dead. In keeping with the Abbey Road Beatles theory. Paul must be dead. It's the only thing that makes sense. I mean, it could also make sense that he just went away, but where is Paul? To quote Jenny, where is Paul? I don't think there was even a death scene shot for him. Where the end of this movie doesn't make any sense. It's entertaining as all hell, but it does not work logically. Dear God, she was ovulating. What? He cut the power? How could he cut the power, man? He's an animal. They're all being arranged. Dude, I mean, he's way closer to you, Paul. There's someone in this fucking room. I'm guilty, folks. I started watching the movie, even though I've seen it a whole probably 16 times. Watching it again. Oh my God. It's a burlap sack. What do you think he had in there before? Or whoever had that sack. You think it's like a corn sack? Maybe barley? Do you think Jason makes his own moonshine? These are the important questions, folks. This is what you should be thinking about right now. Now, is Jenny as smart as Alice? Is she gonna make a barricade? Or is she a fighter? Oh my God. This Jason's not afraid to run and jump through a window, man. Even that's set up. This movie is thought out in places and just a decent hangout in other places. This is so much better than Friday the 13th. And I think I want Jason in every movie. But I'm not gonna get him. Oh, look at the mirror sheen on that knife. This shot is pretty expertly done. The reflection of her hair. Oh, old Crazy Ralph! He was set up in the pantry for... It's ironic. Oh, and if only Jason had cut 2 eye holes out of his burlap sack, he would be able to gauge where the driver's side was. But last time I watched this movie, I actually jumped at this jump scare right here. Oh, he's a climber. He's a mountain man. Oh, very close. No! I know she can't start the car, but no! Oh my god, this blonde lady's gonna die. Sorry, this strawberry blonde lady's gonna die. Because Jason takes a long time to get back up. And he limps off here. He's, very mortal. Vulnerable, even. I'm pretty sure there's a part later on in this movie where he gets kicked in the balls. How embarrassing. Oh, here he comes. The stalking killer approaches. And the score plays, which means that I can't turn up the volume or else I'm gonna get copyright struck. Gotta love YouTube. Ooh, that was close. See, part 3, Jason would have, like, grabbed her and torn out her throat or something. Or he would have grabbed something else, if the pitchfork didn't work the first time. This Jason's really... He's tied to his tools. Yeah, a man is only as good as his tools anyway. But future Jason's gonna be like Jason Bourne. He's, he improvises with stuff. Oh my god, this chase is going on so long. Although, not really. In fact, I forgot to mention that this movie is shorter than Friday the 13th, even though it has bits of Friday the 13th in it. When I say bits, I mean lots. Lots of repeated gags. Just like this commentary has me repeating things about repeated gags. I had to find some other way to fill in the time, I'm just gonna watch Jason's feet here. He's still got those soggy socks from the beginning of the movie. I don't think he minds. And I swear, I'm not running out of things to say. It's just I'm trying to be very quiet. Jason's hunting wabbits. And mice. Look at that little mouse. He's so cute. She's so scared of him that, I mean, he's a cute little mouse. I mean, Mickey Mouse is a mouse. Do you remember when Terry had Mickey Mouse on her top? And she's dead now. Although she basically just got killed by a fade to white. I mean, like, have we seen her body? Oh my god. Jason's got some of that Rona weight on. Broke that chair. Oh. Oh god, I shouldn't have been drinking so much moonshine. Oh man, she knows about the chainsaw thing, and I think Jason might have, if not adamantium bones, then at least metal bones. Did you see how that chainsaw sparked off of his arm just now? He's something else. He's not human. He's a frightened little boy looking for his mother. And now I gotta ask again, before it even comes up, where is Paul? We're gonna come to the same little bit of, the same puddle, the same rock. She's gonna have to pass by that rock twice. And now her socks are wet. Everybody has soggy socks in this movie. Oh, yes, you're gonna find safety and refuge in that horrifying shack that looks like it was put together by, a bear person. Oh my god. You think Jason doesn't know his way around his own shack? I mean, he knows where the dead mom shrine is. Oh, and there's Terry's body. Never mind. Oh, iconic. Very iconic. Grab one of those candles. That'll, if you burn him with the candle, he'll turn into ash like a vampire. Or you could put on the 5-year-old corpse's sweater. Blah. Pull your hair back a bit. Yep. You look just like Betsy Palmer. I'll leave it to you fine folks to decide whether that's a compliment or not. But I mean, she's actually doing some pretty good acting. She's got tears in her eyes here. This is pretty intense. And they got Betsy Palmer to come back even though she didn't want to be in this movie. She's got a little bit of Halloween light underneath her face. A pickaxe. Now that's pretty different. Mother is talking to you. Now kneel down. Just like I always tell you to. This isn't weird at all. That's my boy. That's my good boy. Oh yeah. Kneel in front of me. And I should mention, the man who's playing Jason here and has been playing him for the whole movie, his name is Steve Dash. He's not credited as Jason's stunt double because he does all the stunts. He does all of the Jason work. And, I just want to set the record straight. Steve Dash is the Jason in this movie. Warrington Gillette is in a scene where he was in the makeup. You know, it's the one where Jason crashes through the window. But this right here is Steve Dash, and it has been Steve Dash. He was even doing the skip, skip, skip to Malou. Oh, get him in the shoulder with a wound that will never be brought up again anywhere in this series. Oh, that's it. Jason's dead. There goes the franchise. Oh, and Paul was hiding out the whole time. That disgusting pervert. Wait, why did I call Paul a disgusting pervert? Is it because I think that he was jerking off in the corner there? I think Paul might get off to death more than Sandra did. You know, this is all getting very weird. Let's get that awful sweater off. Yeah. Let's go somewhere that makes sense, like towards the road, the cabins. That'll work. Oh no. Oh, Paul is strong. Paul's a big, strong man. I wouldn't mind getting swept away by him. Do you think that Paul might transform into Jason? I mean, people have been transforming into things consistently in these last two movies. It's all right. It's all gonna be okay. Now we just have to repeat the gag from the last movie, but we don't want to shoot out in the middle of the lake because that was annoying last time, so... I mean, how do you feel about getting dragged through this window? And then never mentioned again anywhere else in this series. You enjoy that, don't you? You'll get to show up at conventions. And this is a poster moment. You'll be on posters. Oh my god. This is why people like her. This and, you know, the child psychology angle that she used against Jason. Wasn't really a child psychology thing, but I mean, what she used his inability to decipher her from his mother. Okay, we'll buy it. We'll go with it. It was set up. It's good screenwriting. This is good. This is a good script. This is a good movie. This is a really good movie. And I guess Muffin the dog didn't get eaten by Jason. It was a different Shih Tzu. A different Bichon. A different dog. It's all gonna... Yeah, oh my god. Wow, I can't let this stuff run without my voice, otherwise I'm gonna get claimed by the gold copyright. So... Woo! Jump scare! Jason has red hair! Who knew? And then he did what with her? What's happened? What happened? Maybe she passed out and he felt sorry for her. I suppose so. It's kind of weird how there's a different sheriff in this town, considering it's only been 5 years. But I mean, the sheriff in the last movie was old. It's a little weirder that they couldn't get the same guy back, considering that it's been less than a year since they shot the last movie. Oh, and we're coming up to it. These eyes were going to open in the script. That's why those teeth look all nice and fresh, because there's actually an actress inside of there. But that's not going to happen. Instead, this is just going to get used for the opening credits for Friday the 13th Part 3, because we're not going to have things crash through things or the really cool iconic Friday the 13th logo anymore. That's going away. Oh. There was a character named Max. That's interesting. Jason stunt double, Steve Daskowitz. Wow, that's terrible. Sorry, Steve Dash, you're awesome. So, I'm not going to stick around for the rest of these credits. If you want to let them run, I don't know much about anybody here, but I'm interested in Pumpkin Payroll Service as a location auditor. Oh, we're getting to the special thanks. These credits are already over. This movie was shot by 5 people. Oh, and the Smoky Boys Band was the one that was in there. I wanna look up music by the Smoky Boys Band. I guess I am gonna stick around through these credits. I mean, am I gonna stick around to the Paramount logo? Yep. Nothing left to say. Jason's awesome. Happy Friday the Quaranteenth.
Hello, everyone. I'd just like to take this moment to thank you all for your continued support and for liking, commenting, and subscribing for those of you who have. And for those of you who haven't, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and click the little like button. Subscribe if you really, really like the video. Press the bell to get personal notifications. And remember that you can always hit me up on Facebook, Gmail, or Twitter. You will find everything in the links below. Thank you all again, and have a great day.